Utah is building faster than any other state, building homes at 3 times the national average. Add in a major construction project like the new airport, and finding a good contractor for your home can be difficult.
Tonight, Brittany GLAS continues our KSL Investigates, a building problems series, this time focused on new laws.
Lots of new laws have loosened the reins on building in Utah. Several of the people authoring those laws work in construction and development. It can be a benefit of a citizen legislature, each bringing their own expertise to Utah's laws. But at what point does self-interest ripen into self-benefit?
House Bill 142, Building Construction Amendments.
Building is booming in Utah.
And we can't get workers coming into our program.
And as our population expands, laws are evolving with differing opinions on how to keep up with building demands.
And frankly, the builders and developers in the state have not been able to deliver enough units to satisfy that demand.
Bill Perry and his family have been building homes in Utah for decades.
Right now, the construction industry lacks laborers. There just simply are not enough.
He says building has become more expensive than ever, and regulation has to keep that in mind.
And so I think there's a balance that has to be struck.
The biggest investment homeowners make is what? Buying a home. And in Utah, they're getting screwed.
But contractor Sean Gores with Gores Construction says the Utah legislature's attempts to roll back regulation actually means bigger problems for consumers.
The system in Utah is not built to protect the consumer, the homeowner. To the contrary, it's built to protect the contractors and developers.
Received 68 yea votes, 0 nay votes, passes the House.
In some cases, contractors and developers are the ones creating these laws. Can you guess who they are? Of the 104 members serving in Utah's legislature, 31 have some kind of tie to construction, real estate, or development. Clear out those who have a rental house or two or aren't directly or significantly impacted by these trades, and here we are. 8 legislators who take paychecks directly from some aspect of the construction industry. 4 of them are or work directly with home builders. People like Representative Paul Ray, CEO of the Northern Wasatch Home Builders Association. Representative Brad Wilson, the CEO of Destination Homes and owner of multiple development companies. Senator J. Stewart Adams, who owns multiple development and construction companies. And Representative Mike Schultz, owner of Castle Creek Homes. In the past 4 years, the Utah legislature has put forth nearly 50 bills relating to real estate, development, and construction. 35 of those are now law. 79% were passed unanimously. The KSL investigators read each bill and broke them down into ones that are clearly on the side of the consumer, clearly benefit developers and the construction industry, and ones that are in that gray area. Here's what we found. About 46% of bills helped consumers. The bulk of pro-consumer bills had to do with updated building codes, fire code, and safety. Senator Karen Main tended to be the champion of these bills.
So I have many pieces of legislation that's to have protection in the workplace. That's really core to me.
It's no surprise workplace safety is her priority. Main serves as president of the Utah AFL-CIO, the largest federation of labor unions in the country. She also tends to sponsor legislation that focuses on unions and workers. 31% of past bills ran on the other side of the spectrum, aiding developers and construction trades, making it easier to get licensed, decreasing penalties if contractors make mistakes, and streamlining plan approvals. The law now says if a city isn't moving fast enough for developers through the approval process, and by fast, we mean 14 to 21 days, they can just start building so long as the plans were certified by an architect or engineer. That legislation was penned in 2017 by Senator CURT BRAMBLE.
My fear, and I think a lot of constituents fear, that this need to get things going faster, to push through, allows for mistakes that could ultimately be to the detriment of the future homeowner.
Well, we have tort laws that address that. So if you're talking about protecting the homeowner, there's a whole host body of other laws that will protect the homeowner from slipshod work from a professional.
But how many years later and at what expense to the homeowner?
Every profession you've got that, whether it's medical malpractice, legal law practice, accounting malpractice, every profession you've got that.
The remaining 23% of laws fall into that gray area. These tend to deal with land use and how certain funds are spent. As we examined the bills produced, we noticed one person sponsored far more bills than any other: Representative Mike Schultz. His name is listed as sponsor or co-sponsor on 20 of the 49 bills, 12 more than the next legislator. He's the owner of Castle Creek Homes, and more than 16% of his donations come from the construction and development industries.
To anyone who would say that you shouldn't be introducing legislation that relates to your field.
Yeah. Oh, I think that's the whole design of the citizen legislature, right? I certainly know a lot more about the field than a lot of other people. There's all the disclosures. People can make up their own mind on what they think.
Conflict of interest disclosures are required of every state lawmaker. Legislators can run or vote on any bill that may personally benefit them, so long as they disclose the conflict. Schultz's opinion on the benefits of a citizen legislature was similar to many legislators we spoke with. Several praised the individual expertise each lawmaker brings to the table, including Paul Ray, whose contributions from construction trades and real estate make up about 13% of his campaign income. His state association, the Home Builders Association of Utah, was also selected as one of Utah's approved providers of the contractor licensing class and exam.
I didn't write the bill, I voted on the bill. But it's the state HBA that actually is over the contractors class, not the local HBAs.
Ray has only sponsored or co-sponsored 2 pieces of legislation related to his profession in the last 4 years. Both we deemed helped construction trades.
My focus has been in those areas where I have more expertise in than the building industry. So yeah, not a priority to me. There's people that are much better qualified to understand the industry better than I am.
All lawmakers are governed by the Ethics Commission, which has only received 1 ethics complaint in the last 7 years. And if the public has issues with how a legislator is voting, they can make that clear at the ballot box. We did a lot of research on this topic. If you'd like to see donor lists for those 8 legislators and the 49 bills we reference, click on this story at ksltv.com.
Yeah, fascinating information over the last couple of days. Thanks, Brittany.